over here, who's this guy?
This is Yarrow. I see a little bit Yarrow as a mentor, and he's one of the senior freelancers. And also, you can probably tell that the space that he's around, that's a little bit of
Already,
his
this game is
space.
awesome
Currently
because
it's empty, but
there's NPCs in the game, and I guess this past few weeks we've been sort of noticing the lack of NPCs in games lately. So, I mean,
Better than Fallout 76. We've got NPCs.
BioWare's doing something right. I mean, they haven't dropped the ball or dropped the bar that low. So,
Carry on.
Mhm.
Roger that.
we'll fill it out.
Yeah, yeah. So this, as you said, the kind of the stage of Tarsis that we're at right now is, I think people are a little bit more down on their luck, and as you play through the game, Tarsis will change, and you'll see this place come alive in different ways. So before we kind of get into the crit path or the story stuff that we want to show you in Tarsis, let's go look at a couple things and kind of go through what your thoughts are. And Sabine, you are one of the principal designers here on Fort Tarsis, correct?
I'm a level designer here, yeah.
Yeah. So your job is to kind of go through with the artists and with the writers and really create this space and kind of design it from the ground up, right?
Yeah, so essentially my work derives of being able to get all people to pitch into the idea of Tarsis, make sure we have an mission where they are or called out. I work with writing, level artists, and even sound and VFX.
Yep. To kind of create the whole experience that you see.
Yeah.
Right. So part of Tarsis, obviously, we have things to collect. I just collected a Cortex entry there, and it gave me some lore on something in particular. Another thing I want to call out, because this is kind of the closed alpha type build, this is really mostly a tech test of how we connect as a group, how everyone in the world kind of comes together to make the multiplayer thing sing. We pulled out a lot of content from Fort Tarsis to make it so that the focus of the test is tech related, right? So obviously there's going to be areas in Tarsis which seem bare and conversations which aren't hooked up yet and things like that. And we want to make sure everyone understands that's not the purpose of our tech test here. So for example, Yarrow. When you see Yarrow for the first time, you'll be able to speak with him and you guys can chat. And we'll actually probably cut to one of those things in a little bit. Sorry, so this time it was a different problem. The internet worked, but the
Sorry, I just have to pause it there. They're saying that this is an alpha and not all the things are hooked up yet, and it's like we're 2.5 months away from release. It's a bit worrying.
Well, this is just their stream. I don't know if it's the actual problem with their data stream or if it's just the hardware. They're showing us a hallway. I mean, it's not really much to go on yet, so who knows what's going on.
I'm just giving the general gist as like, they can only show off like pretty much alpha footage stuff, and it's getting a bit late. I'll carry on.
So the splitting of the X's didn't quite work, and then they combined to create a W, and then what it did is cause the whole stream to crash.
Yeah.
But instead, during that time frame, Owen hit this amazing scene of emotion and depth, and played the whole time while the stream crashed.
Well, the facial animation is pretty good. So
another point.
Yeah, I'm so sorry you couldn't see it.
Average, I'd say.
compared to Andromeda, I think it's pretty
but
good.
Owen is actually pretty disappointed in this whole thing right now. As you can see, Owen is just kind of, upset. Anyway, don't worry. There's more to this stream than
Sorry,
just
Owen.
crashes. All right. So, what that conversation did is it basically had Owen tell us that someone wants to talk to us, right?
Yes.
So,
Essentially, we're gonna go out of the enclave right now and head our way to the forge, getting to know it.
and on the way, I'm gonna grab a big book.
Grab the book.
So, what is that?
That is a cipher statue. Ciphers is what Owen is to us. So basically, the one that are
Yeah.
patient with us during missions
Pause it.
and also.
It looked like a piece from Dragon Age or something
It's like
inspired.
Lady Drusilla, doesn't it?
Just generic female statue of nothing with a weird looking. What is that thing anyway?
Star, by the looks of it.
Yeah. I don't know. Probably relevant to something, but could be a unobtainium. Could be anything for all we know.
cities as well.
Right. So every freelancer team has a cipher, or sometimes more than one. They basically are really important to how freelancers get their job done.
But they are really rare in our world.
Rare indeed. Oh, so we've come out of the freelancer enclave. Where are we at now, Sabine?
This
So
is pretty good.
going
This actually looks pretty
to the
good.
market. So this is the market. We will have stores a little bit here and
Compared to
there.
the first gameplay
We have
release that
vendors.
they showed off, it's like been
And
stripped
if you
out.
look to your right here, you will see a sentinel.
Now, what are the sentinels? What are they?
Ooh,
Anthem
he's looking
is
at that
to
wall. Gotta check
sentinels.
that
So
wall.
Anthem,
Ooh.
sorry, for Tarsis, I meant to say for Tarsis all the time, sorry. So for Tarsis is a place where sentinels have their stronghold, and we're right now under their protection. In Fort Tarsis, we also have the enclave for, actually I can't pronounce that right now, sorry, enclave for the freelancers.
Okay.
So they are guarding and they're making sure that everything is under order, in order, and yeah, you will especially see them around the market because it's the lively place where people come and go.
Right. So sentinels are kind of like the police, essentially inside Fort Tarsis, correct?
I guess you could say that. I want it to be a little more fantasy, but yeah.
Yeah. Fantasy police. That's
Yeah.
Perfect. It's like hot cops. It's just awesome. But they have javelins. That's important too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have that color scheme of being like blue, light blue.
Yeah. Kind of like.
Do they
police, but
really
not
need javelins?
Fantasy police.
All
Okay,
right,
let's
gotcha.
go with
All
that.
right, good.
Like, do they
Okay.
really need javelins
I'm
in the?
semi okay with that.
So kind of
Do they really
walking
need?
through this market, as we
Can you
mentioned
pause it,
before,
please?
Um,
Do they really need javelins to be walking around the street? Like, do you need this like super powerful mech to keep the peace of the last vestige of humanity? Just sort of walking around with a high-powered assault rifle. It's like, eh,
What's wrong with just police officers? Or
yeah,
guardsmen
a
or anything
guy,
like that?
a guy with a gun, not a guy who could like destroy the entire shantytown here. It's a little awkward, but okay, they want to show off their muscle, I guess.
this isn't a part in the game where Tarsis is still, it's a little bit down on its luck. The market is still full of people.
Yeah, if you actually keep going
Many tired
straight
faces.
down towards the forge. Oh, hi
Oh,
Prospero.
oh, who's this?
Hi Prospero. You'll get to know him later.
Okay, okay. You'll be able to talk to him, and he'll tell you some stuff and show you some stuff, right?
Yep.
Let's
Let's just wave to him right now and just say hi, and we'll come back later.
But he's got all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
There's a skull on his helmet, like,
Oh yeah, Mike. As I said, later.
Okay,
This
okay,
is
fine.
a later.
Wow, a
Fine,
skull on his
fine,
helmet.
fine,
That's
fine. All right. We're moving towards.
just
the
pause it. Every time I
forge,
say
correct?
something, just pause it. This is crazy. I can't control it. Yeah, he has a skull. Wow, they actually put a sticker on something. It's amazing. The most unoriginal design ever. It's so cool.
You can tell that a couple of the stores are closed at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's one there, and then if you look behind you, there's also a couple closed stores, and you will see more sentinels hanging around, guarding places.
Oh yeah, there's some more sentinels.
Yep. Oh, let's wave to Zoe.
This is Zoe. Hey Zoe.
Hi.
What up?
I think she pronounced it Zoe.
Zoe?
Yeah.
Alright, so by that name, I'm gonna call her Zoe forever now.
Yeah, I'm still having that trouble. But I'm
Oh.
Zoe because I saw it.
What's wrong with these people? Is it Zoe? Is it Zoe with a double umlaut, or is it just the Y? It's like, stop.
First being written.
Uh-huh. Alright, so you got more sentinels hanging around. Oh! What's this?
Oh, you're revealing all my secrets. Don't.
Cortex! Alright, pick up another
Oh.
book.
Does
That's
anyone have any
fine,
idea what a
fine.
cortex is? Does anyone?
I think it's supposed to be I think it's supposed to be codex. A codex entry, which is
Oh.
basically law pieces. I don't know why they're calling it that. It's pronunciations.
So they essentially just found a lore entry lying on the ground.
Today, Jim Bob got 2 pints of milk in his javelin, spilled it all over the place. That's his law.
Reveal everything.
Oh, hey, what are those?
You mean the background, the scaffolding?
Yeah.
So we call it the Strider base. That side right now is just a scrapyard part to
Okay.
break down and get materials. So if you look to the other side, we also have another Strider base. Actually, it's more of a vista view.
Right. I'm gonna go try to get people a better view of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you see it.
there's a Strider. Hey, there's a Strider.
As I said, Strider bay.
It makes sense. Right.
So wait a second.
through
Is this a mobile base, or are they like mining for stuff, or is this like a town?
This is a town that's basically been walled. This is the walled off city. That's what Fort Tarsis is.
Okay, so they're actually mining stuff and building extra parts of the city as they go off.
I don't know. Unfortunately, I generally don't know. Your guess is honestly as good as mine at that point. Apparently, only javelins can actually go beyond the city walls. So
Okay.
these doors, a bunch of amazing grandeur and awesomeness exists, aka literally the other like half of Tarsis plus more. But we're not going to go in there. And actually, on this build, you're not able to get in there. This is just the marketplace and just the freelancer enclave kind of down those steps in this build for Tarsis. But we're going to showcase those other areas in greater detail later on.
Yeah. Don't
I mean, it
tell
looks
me
good.
everything.
I'm not
That's
like
right.
the lighting and the shadow, the animations. They look good. This is a beautiful looking game.
it's Frostbite for you.
Yeah.
It's always been good looking like that. Especially its weather effects are a good thing about Frost.
Yeah, the only thing is, it seems to be a mix of like medieval and like it looked like that door looks like Dragon Age-ish. I mean, yeah, the lighting is obviously a lot better than the other games, but it's kind of samey. Nothing new.
Okay. Anything else you wanted me to call out or focus on?
Well, you probably want to go and have a look at the vault, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's do it. So the vault is what?
It's essentially your inventory, I would say, where you can see everything that you've gotten through the missions, and you can scrap down materials from it as well.
Okay, all right. So the vault is going to be useful to all freelancers coming in. More Cortex entries. Oh,
Mine.
I'm not going to grab that one.
Ah, thank you.
Let's go up top for you.
Maybe I should hide those better.
Maybe people just want to learn. Oh, hey, Jones. Not so good, Jones.
Oh,
I'm getting echo. Is that
That's from their stream.
okay? It's from their stream. Okay, I was like, whoa, is that us? All right, good to know.
It unfortunately happens with all the dialogue in this stream.
Oh,
oh.
who is that voice actress? Can you rewind that? Who is that voice actress?
Not so good, Jones.
Oh,
Is that PB?
Yeah, I think so.
oh.
It's BB.
Not a fan of those two.
Well, we've already
They're
confirmed
quite
two
sassy.
There might be
of
more to
the
it.
Oh, there is.
Mass Effect
I'm
Andromeda
sure you
people,
know
haven't we?
all about that.
Yep.
Oh, actually,
Here it comes.
I don't know everything.
All right. So we wanted to show a little bit of what we kind of call role-playing conversations, and that is usually when you go into an NPC and you click on them and you can have a dialogue with it. Guys on the streaming side of it, if it's not too possible, can we bring up that video just to show everyone, and then Sabina, after we go through, you kind of walk us through what that was.
By the way, Mike, I don't appreciate you calling them it because they all have personalities.
Oh,
and they're
right. They're
He
person.
assumed their
full-fledged
identity.
people
Yes,
living
my
inside
people.
our tiny box of the game.
My people.
All right. Let's take a look at the
Our
video.
people.
We are going to try this. You know, like Mike said earlier, we've had a little trouble with XSplit today, but we're going to try this this conversation.
Okay.
Look who's back in one piece.
So, did you expect me in more pieces than one?
You? Never. I trust you've brought me work. Always good to give your javelin the once over.
Just FYI, that's actually Water Ice Lady from Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yes, her accent. She's trying to do a semi-Scottish accent here. It's hard to say. I don't know exactly what accent she's going for, but you can tell her when she inflects the end of her sentence. Yeah.
For after a run. What have you done this time?
Nothing you can't fix.
Flattery, huh? You must have done a number out there.
Gotta
Nothing
love
too
that
crazy.
that left and right trigger auto dialogue.
I mean, the other dialogue system was so complicated.
I know it was too hard for the average MMOer to follow. They got to simplify it even more. To just put it on the end of your controllers. forget a wheel. Just trigger it.
Your skill for crazy or mine? Scars, beasts,
Some are
relic-based
saying, "Oh, this is
nonsense. Some
fighting
people
or
say
flying
on this
gameplay." No,
side
this is
wall.
just Fort Tarsis. There's no
Others-
combat here.
Well, since you love running
Enjoy
into that
our
kind of
pain.
stuff, you better be careful.
The job's got its risks, but I keep my eyes open.
That's what I like to hear. I'll run you some maintenance checks. Only the best.
Okay, I gotta ask,
Favorite
what is this
freelancers.
woman's
But
ethnicity?
everyone.
What is her background? Is she Asian? Is she Scottish? Is she Eastern European? I don't know. She's got this weird sort of generic nasally "where am I from" language that happens to be speaking in English.
Is their favorite.
I have a complex ranking system, and you have better places to be. Go on then.
That was it?
Yep.
That was the whole dialogue system?
Yep.
One choice from two options, and that's it. Wow. Thanks, BioWare. It's really showing off that amazing social system you've got going for your MMO machine looter shooter Destiny clone thing.
That was one of our role-playing conversations in Tarsis. Tell us a little bit about Zoe and what that conversation was.
That was a
So,
role-playing
essentially the first
conversation.
person that you will see when you enter Tarsis, and
As
she's
opposed to the other kinds of
there
conversations.
for you and fix up your suit whenever you're exploring Tarsis. You your hands on the suit as well and fix it up through the forge. But yeah, you'll get to know more about So in the game and throughout the game.
And many others, of course.
Hmm.
Many other people,
Yes, thank you.
not its. All right, perfect. Okay, there was a big crash in the background. I hope something didn't fall and the server didn't crash, but let's assume it just all works. Anything else you want to cover, Sabine?
It just
while we
works.
still have the folks and we're looking at Tarsus. Anything you want to call out? Anything you want me to show?
Yeah, well, I don't want to show anything more than what you already have because I want people to explore. I want them to get to know the people of Tarsis. And as a little teaser, there's
We
a
can't play the
courtyard,
game,
we have a
lady.
bar,
It's kind of.
and a ton of fun.
What are you
people.
doing?
There are a couple of stories that will tug at your heartstrings, a couple of stories that will just make you smile, and a couple of them that just makes me want to come back from the mission to hear what it'll continue as.
Awesome. Yes, and every good place needs a bar. That's what we've learned, I think, over the last couple of years. Okay, with that, so that kind of concludes the Tarsus section of the live stream. Next thing we're going to do is jump into a
Wait,
mission.
that's the whole of Fort Tarsis?
And to do that,
Wow.
we're gonna swap. some
that was
folks
like
out
one
first,
hallway.
But we want to do some questions
Wait, it's
ahead of
gotta
that
be
before
bigger,
we kind
hasn't
of
it?
make the overall
Has
transition.
to be.
So, AJ, do we have any questions about Tarsus that Sabine can help answer, or are there any other ones that you want us to answer? Just throw it up on the screen, and we'll go from there.
What's on your mind?
Hey guys, we are seeing some frame drops as well, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream
Oh,
today. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and we will try again at a later time.
Okay,
So
okay.
sorry, Mike.
oh, you know, I'm gonna have to pay for this publicly. People are gonna get mad at me. Thanks.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Everybody will see it.
Here's
So
what
this
we'll
is
do.
this is not a
As soon as we-
live instance of the game that they're playing with other people. This is just a showroom of Tarsus and just this level. There's no actual gameplay.
It does actually look like just an internal developer build that they've just got out right now. That's what's confused me and has actually worried me. You remember in Mass Effect Andromeda, the very first quote-unquote gameplay footage that they showed off?
Yeah, that was like a tech demo almost. It wasn't even
Yeah, it was
shooting. It was just running around.
a tech level, wasn't just to test out their new things. I got the feeling this is the exact same thing. I think they actually said that in the beginning, to be fair to them.
Yeah, I know, but they have actually had gameplay demos where people and journalists have actually, they've past 2 months they've been doing that. So they do have a longer beta period. So
Well, apparently the game's only left alpha like a couple of days ago.
really, okay, well,
Yeah.
they're getting there. I saw an advertisement I think yesterday or 2 days ago, where if you wanted to get the game early or wanted to play the game early, there was some contest. You have to sign up for something. I don't know, a Facebook thing, and you get your name drawn, and they give you beta access or something like that. They have to have something on public servers that they're issuing to a few people just to get people excited, because you can't launch an online game in 2 months when you're just showcasing a whatever demo this is without any gameplay.
Possibly can. We're going to get back in front of the camera and we're going to show you guys how the Lost Ark in this mission has been changed over the last little while. We've gotten a lot of feedback from the fans, so we'll do that. As you guys can see, I was ready to
So close.
yeah. I mean, there's
So
an
close.
interceptor. I was just going to jump right in, and we were just all right.
Interceptor looks so slick.
What's an interceptor? Does anyone know what an interceptor is? I thought they're called javelins.
No, an interceptor is a type of javelin.
Oh, thanks. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. If we start dropping frames, then in a really bad way, then we'll have to cut it. But let's move forward. And so
Hey, Mike.
we are doing questions on Tarsis first, though. So let's talk a little bit more about Tarsis and have some questions from the folks.
All right.
Whoa.
I'm sorry if I'm being too loud. Will Fort Tarsis evolve throughout the years as we play?
You wish, BioWare.
The future Tarsis parts, you will see a certain evolution.
Evolution. Yep.
Throughout the game, and then what comes after that is for the future.
Yeah, we got plans. We got big plans.
Yeah, right in their
Yes.
CVs.
Another one here. Will there be books, etc.? And you kind of showed this off, but if people are just joining us, will you have books and things to read to get lore? Or is it just sort of a codex type system to find all the stuff?
Well, it's kind of a combination because you pick up books and scrolls, maybe notes.
Scrolls?
That is the codex.
Oh, I just triggered something accidentally. Hey, wait, everyone.
What are you talking about? I just got a message from you saying to meet you at the forge.
Hi,
I
Alex.
didn't send any. Where did everyone disappear to?
Where did everyone disappear to?
Speaking private. My name is Tarsis.
Whoa, where the hell did she come from?
Not always.
Feels like a dream sequence.
Is she like, Kosh, I've always been here. Jesus.
It's like you've teleported out of nowhere, lady.
And that guard just appeared as well. Like, see, that must be the stealthiest sentinels known to mankind.
It's like clunk, clunk. No, we just teleport.
The Sentinels have these.
Well, you make a
Oh,
hell of an
this
effort
is
to get that.
I have a contract for you.
Sarah Ryder,
I like
voice
to know
actor
more
as well.
before I take a job. Really? From what I hear,
The echo's coming from the stream, by the way. It's not us.
What's the job?
an arcanist.
Yeah, we're not that sophisticated.
Matthias Sumner was investigating some relics at a ruin near the fort. I need you to find him and bring him back home safe.
If he's still alive.
No one knows more about the dangers of shaper artifacts. I'm confident that knowledge and his own resourcefulness will keep him alive until you find him. What do you say, Lancer? Make it worth your while.
Owen? Looks like the freelancer's right again. Well, us anyway.
Excuse me, just got a... That's excellent. I'm going to run diagnostics. Let me know when you're ready to leave. It was a pleasure.
On behalf of myself and Matthias, thank you for doing this.
Okay, and if I have...
Find Matthias. Trust me. I'm a person you want to know.
Find Matthias.
Find Ties. So before we get back into more Tarsis questions, what happened in that scene, Sabina? Tell everyone a little bit.
Well,
what
that's how you actually make a Fallout game, and you have the Enclave or whomever that people are, and they want you to go find an NPC, and the NPC in the wilderness is not going to be dead, or is going to drop a series of audio logs. He's actually going to be somewhere around. So yeah, looking better than Fallout. We can say that much.
The only way is up.
Yes, exactly. The past few months, geez, that looks really good.
People are like, oh, Dragon Age Inquisition's quite bad. They can't get any worse. Mass Effect Andromeda comes out. They can't get any worse.
Wow, it's not as horrible as we thought it would be. It doesn't absolutely suck. Oh my god.
people were and what they do.
Well, this was a follow-up of the scene that you missed before when Owen told you to go to the forge. So you went to the forge and like, oh, what's happening? Tassin is there. So Tassin is part of the Corvus agent part. So she will be giving you missions, and this is the first mission that she gives you.
Right. So she's definitely someone you want to know, as she said. She's very, just connections essentially, right?
She's respected and a little bit feared, I would also think. She has connections.
All right.
Do we have
Good.
any
Okay, let's
idea
continue
who
with
this
the
person is in a hierarchy or a system or part of society? She's just some person with a mech following her around. Is that it?
Something like that. There's some footage of like saying that she's someone important.
Yeah,
close
but
to a lord or-
but there's no name, there's no organization, there's no society. It's just I'm a person. Do this for me, please, or not please.
It's like, listen, I've got the exclamation mark above my head. Listen to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's like maybe she's part of a guild, maybe she's like a merchant. I don't know. Give us something here aside from I am chick. Hello.
more Tarsis questions. So let's keep going. AJ, you want to jump in and give us some more?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing was brought up about Shaper Storms. Is Fort Tarsis subject to Shaper Storms at all?
Not right now, but we expect to see things past this version.
So what you're saying is Tarsis will change. We just don't want to talk about how yet, right?
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to talk about it right now. I think you're spot on there.
All right, let's take a couple more.
Some drop frames again. So we're gonna do a Q&A here, so we can salvage this, guys, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Can our choices result in utter and complete extinction of those poor little grabbits?
Oh
Please tell me no.
Why would you want to do that? Who asked this question? No, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I do, but no, it's not possible
No.
to do it in the game.
Is it me versus you? Should we fight over it?
You'll win. You'll win. It's okay.
Okay, so could your decision in Fort Tarsis affect co-op play? And this person asks, I mean, if I made some decision, my friend made another, and we were not able to do some activities together, something like this.
Right. Good question. So no, that does not happen in the game. So a decision that you'll make in Tarsis will affect your Tarsis and will affect versions of your story. But when you're out in the world and you're playing with your friends, the decisions that you make will not affect that cooperative gameplay. And the reason we made that is because if you make a decision and your friend makes a totally different decision, those could be in conflict with each other, and we don't want that. So that.
Right. I have to interrupt Mike Gamble there because he's obviously never played Divinity Original Sin.
Well, I don't know. This is a design decision to not have other players affect the game state or the game world that you inhabit. They're just there to assist you. So if you want to do something, then they're going on a mission with you to blow something up as opposed to save something, if there was a choice to be made. That's all there is.
Yeah, I just remember Casey saying something like that hasn't actually ever been done before. And it's like, yeah, it has. It's been done in Divinity.
Yeah, but they're not actually doing that here. So other games, other games are more advanced than Anthem, even though,
Oh God.
yeah, just think about that. Okay.
It'll
Jeez.
never happen in
That
the game.
doesn't bode well, does it?
All right, we've got another good question here. Do we have any chance to align with the factions in Fort Tarsis? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have a couple of factions. We have the Sentinels, the Arcanists, and the Freelancers. And all of them will actually give you some benefits the more you help them out. You will get unique rewards from each one of the factions.
Wow, it's like Fallout.
All right, one more, guys.
There are factions, and you get stuff from them. Wow, thank you, Miss RPG 101. What else can you tell us?
It's not an RPG. We've established that.
Will there be any way to check end of mission results either at Fort Tarsis or at the end of missions, like kills, deaths, damage taken, etc.?
Not in Tarsis, but I'll leave that one to you, Mike.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff that we're tracking. After you finish the mission, you're going to see an end of expedition screen, and that's going to resolve a lot of your loot, see what you've got, the experience points that you've got, and a whole bunch of other information. Behind the scenes, we have access to a whole bunch of information that we're using to push player challenges. So, you know, kind of everything from the basic do this number of headshots to side with this faction as many times as you choose. So it goes from the minutia to the large. So we're kind of doing both. But we will definitely talk more about that as we approach December, which is like one day
Yeah,
away.
I was gonna say that's like right there.
Yeah.
Very soon.
All right. Okay, so we're going to close it off here. Two things I
Aw.
wanted to mention. I know, we'll bring you back, Sabina. You're a good guest.
Yeah, yeah, but all the action.
I know, and folks don't see it. So I wanted to apologize. We're gonna sort this stuff out so that next time the technology and the streaming stuff works. The build itself is holding up surprisingly well. I'm really happy with it. So it's just the technology right now. We're gonna sort that stuff out for you. We appreciate everyone kind of jumping on and asking questions and engaging with this. These things are always a risk. Whenever you do things before launch, you're always opening yourself up to crashes, builds, and otherwise issues. I was really excited to play Lost Arcanist with a Interceptor on Master difficulty, no less, but that'll have to wait until next time. In the meantime, we thank you guys. We really appreciate your support.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Just a little shout out here because this is my very first stream. I would like to just give a shout out to my little sisters, my little twin sisters.
Nice shout out to Sabina's twin sisters.
What are her
Anta,
names?
Julia.
That's what they're called. One's called
And
Twin
so
and
next
one's called
next time we
Sister.
do this, we'll bring some other guests on as well. We're going to showcase a couple.
What
of
was the
missions,
point of
and
this stream?
Ben
It's actually done more to harm.
What is
the
this?
game.
This is horrible. They showed us nothing aside from a hallway. They showed us a really bad dialogue system. They showed us no actual gameplay. They mentioned 3 factions. And they might have a bar and there's an ornate door. Oh, so, and some chick who's important for something. We're just like, can you give us something? Like anything that someone might care about? Like, you are here because, like, a plot as to why things are happening, like something cool to look at aside from a door. I mean, anything would have worked. Just, you know, they do have gameplay streams. I think they had a few weeks ago. Like,
Yeah, I think they had the was it the creative director and Matt Gamble? playing the
yeah,
game?
it was gameplay. I mean, it's not. I wasn't impressed, but at least it was something to look at.
Hang on, we've been down this road before with Andromeda, haven't we? Where all the marketing stuff was like really bad, and then IGN or whoever come out with the actual gameplay stuff, and it looks kind of all right. You know, you kind of go, it's better than what they showcased in comparison to what they've shown off before, I should say, for context's sake.
Maybe, I don't know. It just seems like this was a waste. Aside from, let's just show a part of the game which isn't going to crash. And
Do you ever... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
yeah, and there was no gameplay, so it was just a room, and they even had technical difficulties with that too, which I guess is to be expected. But does anyone care? Like, I really don't care that there's lighting and shadows in their rendering engine, and their facial animations look reasonably better than anything we've seen from BioWare in the past few years. Which is not saying. I mean, if you're paying a guy $70,000 Canadian to do some facial rigging and get a 3D model or an animator, they might know what they're doing given a few years. So
I just kind of got the impression that when Aaron Flynn left, like Anthem was just on fire. He was like, "Good luck, Casey."
it's like Casey's here. Oh shit. I didn't do it. Not my fault. I'm just the animation director here.
No, Aaron Flynn was general manager at BioWare.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, I was thinking about the other guy, the
Oh yes.
what's his face? The guy who was hyping up Mass Effect 2 and Monkey Parts, that was the guy.
He left actually, 2016.
Yes, I know. So
The lead animator left mid development. All the faces are gonna be tired.
but they're actually going to look tired. That's the difference, because they're not just saying they're tired, they actually look tired, as opposed to being like a stick-on mannequin sort of look. It's like, oh yeah, they actually look tired. Like that bloke from talking to Miss Red, whatever her name was, looked genuinely, he had some, he got some animation going, got some character going, nice voice actor going. Yeah, got some character. I like that. But not much else. Sorry, guys. Wish I could analyze something here, but we're looking at pretty boring stuff. So not sure where else we can go with this video. I think it's dead. So
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds left.
30 seconds. Yeah, there's not much to go on. So unless you guys have any questions or any comments you want to hit me up with, or UDP about what's going on or whatnot. I'm actually still working on. I did a lot of recording, my voice recording for my latest KOTOR video. I'm going to be doing video editing tonight and hopefully have it up by tomorrow. Been busy with work. I mean, life is life. It's December. You got Christmas coming. There's all this traffic and relatives and friends coming over. So it's busy for everyone. So my production has been a lot slower than expected, unfortunately. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, this was my first attempt at doing live streaming with UDP. I still have some technical glitches to figure out, so I do thank everyone for hanging in there. And hopefully we'll get some better videos to analyze. If you guys have any ideas, of course, for videos we should be analyzing, people we should be getting on. Sorry?
One person suggested Legacy of Kain series.
The Legacy of Kain series, that's interesting. That's like the original Legacy of Kain. Like that's all the way.
Soul Reaper's probably the one where it kind of gets, I wouldn't say better, but more, from my perspective, more interesting.
Oh yeah, I mean the original was really an experiment in side-scrolling over the bird's eye view adventure gaming with just a completely gothic, medieval, dark, like really violent game, and with Simon Templeton and just beautiful audio and visuals for the time, of course. I mean that's what got it for me. I didn't know about the choice at the end. That was kind of generic. I didn't quite understand the point of destroying or saving the world. But the gameplay, the way he would describe every detail of a new weapon you pick up was absolutely. It was just, you eviscerate your foes with deadly accuracy as the blood drops from their bodies. It's like, holy crap, what the hell are you doing to these people with this item? So it really made the acquisition of new skills and weapons in the game really fun. And of course, the way that you would walk would be, just like a tank tread. You're going up, down, left, and right. And they didn't have the proper animations for diagonal. But just the voice acting really did it for me, and that's where you first heard the talents of Simon there, before he became Logain, as we all know him, in Dragon Age. So, yeah, Soul Reaver is one of those other excellent games where they really, the writing was a key factor. So it's one of those oldies but goodies, and I don't know. I don't think they should bring it back. I think that was a finished thing, and the last game, as strange as it was, I thought doing the whole time travel thing, that was hard enough to follow, but the story was worthwhile, and you really wanted to know what the I think it was a prophecy, or I'm trying to remember. This is a while ago. Whether it was a prophecy of who kills what and how. That was a good way of putting it. I had no idea what was going on. It was a good reveal at the end. So that's definitely a series you should go through. Maybe not the first game if you're going in cold, unless you really love that style of. I mean, we're talking like 30, at least 25 years old, maybe.
Yeah,
At
pretty
least.
old.
Yeah, it's an old title. I don't know if you could still emulate it, but maybe. I don't know. Legacy of Kain. Yeah. Abysmal failure.
I think as well that the guy who voice acted the Elder God, the hub of the wheel, he unfortunately passed away many years.
Wow.
So they can't really continue it on with him. Same thing with I think it was Half-Life. Like the guy who played Breen died, unfortunately, so they can't really.
Oh.
It's going to be pretty hard to continue on that series without Breen.
I thought the G-Man was necessary for that series. Well, I my lore of Half-Life is pretty limited. It's been a while, so who knows when Half-Life is eventually going to resurface? But I wouldn't say never. But I think Steam should, or the guys at Steam should at least bring back something from that series. I mean,
Actually, I think there was a remastering of the first Soul Reaver.
I can see that working. Yeah.
They've done it. Can't remember who did it though. Apparently as well, Techno Ruffles is asking apparently Oblivion's announcement on the.
Oblivions.
What are you expecting from Oblivion's unless that's Obsidian's announcement?
I think Obsidian's. Yeah, it's possible. It could be related to the Foundation series. Possibly. I don't know. Probably not. It could just be a space opera, a generic space opera, but like in the style of Buck Rogers or from the 60s or 70s, because they had that weird looking gun, and it was in the shape of or in the form of an advertisement. So it could be low end, soft science fiction, or high end space opera. It could be either. I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, it's Obsidian. They just got bought out, so there's bound to be something coming through the pipe or being announced as a result. As soon as a company acquires another, they want to start using them as soon as possible. And it's not a technical thing. It's not like Microsoft wants to go there and start learning their craft. No, they want to take them and say, okay, we want to do what you're doing already now, only more. So here's a whole bunch of money. Here's a whole bunch of management things that you have to get through, and let's get this out the door. So guys at Obsidian are pretty gung-ho when it comes to making and producing ideas, not necessarily working games, but they will get something out the door, even if it's just a demo. But yeah, that's good news. I mean, I'm any excuse to get Alpha Protocol 2. I mean, I've said this over and over again. If they can get an Alpha Protocol 2, buy the rights from Sega, I am just over the moon. I don't care who buys them out, and Microsoft is not a bad studio. It's not the best studio, but they got a lot of money. So give the people, the developers, the tools they need, the resources they need, and hopefully they'll turn out something new. I have no expectations for Wasteland 3. I didn't like Wasteland 2 too much. Not sure what else they got going for there, aside from the DLC. They might do another DLC for Deadfire. But, yeah. I haven't played Pathfinder Kingmaker in about a month, so I'm still waiting for some updates, some balances, something to do. Because right now the game's either too broken or too easy, depending on your build, of course. but everyone is pretty much going I can't remember the exact ranger build or the style of builds where you have your animal companion and they're just constant stun locking the enemies of any size, whether you're dogs or wolves, and it's just you have this army of wolves, and you can buy your own NPCs, or sorry, you could buy your own colleagues that come along with you aside from the story-based companions, and make them all the same class as you, and you just destroy anything in your path, regardless of difficulty level. So, haven't touched it. I do want to recommend it though, because if you do love that style of real time with pause and the Black Isle style of games, not as refined gameplay as Deadfire, of course, but still, it's one of those like really long games. You could really like if you get that for Christmas, you'll be playing that for a good month at least. And the storytelling has been decent. It hasn't been great. It hasn't been horrible. But I think the guys who, I think it was Owl Maker, I don't know, I can't remember their name, Owl Catcher? Sorry, I can't remember their name. They're hardcore PNPers. And this course is based off the Pathfinder rule set, so they know what they're doing. I'm liking it so far. I hope they make a sequel. I hope they do a DLC. And I support them if you like that kind of product. Again, I haven't recommended it yet. I do think it's good to check out, and I'll hopefully do a review when I'm done in KOTOR. And yeah, that's about it. Anything else, guys? If not, thank you very much for watching, and I do appreciate your time. Cultist Simulator. I have no idea what the Cultist... Can anyone clue me in? What is a Cultist Simulator? Anyone at all? UDP? No idea?
I suppose it's how the fans get early access from BioWare.
Yeah, that would do it. There's definitely some fans out there that were just
praying to the Casey Hudson,
chomping at the bit for anything really from BioWare. So, yeah. Okay, guys. Well, that's it. Thanks for your time, and hopefully I'll get my KOTOR vid up by tomorrow. And as soon as I figure out how to stop the stream, that'd be great. There we go.